Well, hello, everyone. We are going to get started here in just a few moments, but we're very excited that you're all jumping in today and excited to have a great conversation with you.
Oh, super excited. Always love being with you, Todd. And, for those of you just joining us, please go ahead and put in chat the company that you're with and also your city and state so we can just see who's in the room with us. That would be awesome. And we'll do some call outs. Todd, I just want to thank you. For those of you just joining in, we just finished our group coaching call. We do a win by noon with Raving Referrals group coaching call for people that are in our HOA.com program. And Todd, that was just awesome. Super exciting to bring that wisdom of Lance Billingsley, who helped create Zillow Offers and Zillow Flex. That was just amazing.
Well, I just think it's not often that you can ask questions in a small group setting, even though it was on Zoom, of somebody who led almost 100 real estate agent team and has the insight into those programs, how the corporate entities that are really dominating the space and really changing how real estate agents do business, to be able to hear him talk about that and then to give advice to our HOA.com members around scripting and how to get real estate agent meetings, because that in the end is what everyone needs and wants in this market.
Super powerful. I see we got a bunch of people coming in. I see Chris here from Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome, Chris. Melinda with Citywide Home Loans in Ammon, Idaho. Welcome, welcome. Francisco with Nova down in Tucson. Todd, that's your stomping ground, right? U of A?
No, I'm a Wildcat. So spent a dozen years of my life in my previous career down in Tucson after school. So always great to have Tucson represented.
Love it. Love it. We've got Lori with Revolution in Beaumont, Texas. Welcome. Lance, Illuminate Home Loans in Denver. Jared with Tradesman Automation here in Phoenix. Jen, Jake. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here. This conversation today is all about winning more realtor referrals. Okay, so we're going to pour into you. We were just sharing some of the details from our group coaching class that we just finished. We do this twice a month, and it's just super powerful and informative. And we're going to give you some information that you're going to be able to take and put into practice in your business today to win more realtor referrals. And we've had people leave this class and start implementing what we're teaching and come away with 2-4 loan applications literally in the first day or two of taking this class. So we hope the same will be true for you. Todd, anything you want to say before we kick it off?
Well, I mean, I think that's really it. It's the knowledge we're gonna talk about, things that some that you know and some that you don't. And then really, I would just say, what's the filter, right? The filter is, okay, what can I do to improve what I've been doing based on what we're talking about? And then what is it that I did before, maybe didn't work, or that I didn't do before that I should do now, and really think through it from that filter. Because the bottom line is, Brandon just said it, the people who have taken action after this call have used it to get business going now, which is really what we're all about.
Quickly and consistently. And the word coming off our coaching call we just got off, Todd, was predictably. Predictably. We were just on with a vice president of agent development in the title space, and that's what he says to use as a question to the realtors, which is, how predictable is your business? I think, Todd, that's really applicable to this conversation. So guys, we're going to get right into this. This is all designed to teach you some of the strategies and tactics that top mortgage LOs are using that are closing over $100 million a year so that you win more realtor referrals, okay? And this is really to change the positioning and to get realtors excited about having a conversation with you and doing more business with you. And also, we're going to show you how you can be promoted as the #1 top trusted mortgage expert in your local market. So I think you're going to absolutely love it. We got a ton of information we're going to share, and we've got a gift for you. So you can go to HOA.com/event-check-in. Spencer, if you'll drop that in the chat link. And then we've got a gift, which is the Referral Partner Blueprint. This document has tips, scripts. It's got some of the strategies that we're going to teach you today. And we always recommend that you take notes, that you pay attention and actually handwrite notes, because there's something that happens in the brain when we write something down. It locks in that knowledge at a different level. But go to HOA.com/event-check-in and make sure you register so that you get that free Referral Partner Blueprint. All right, Todd, anything you want to add before we kick this off?
Well, it looks like we have some people outside of the mortgage industry in here. So I would just say stay tuned. Number one, make sure you get the referral blueprint too, because it'll be applicable to you as well. And then I also believe that everything else we're talking about will help you grow your business also.
100%. We focus on building referral partnerships with other professionals who serve homeowners each and every day. That's really what we're doing at HOA.com. You might have seen HOA and thought, oh my gosh, I hate my HOA. We agree. We believe there's a better way to HOA, and we're on a mission to completely transform the way that HOAs are run. And we're building local online community pages for every neighborhood in America. So you're going to love what you see, but let's tell you a little bit about who we are and why you should listen to us. Just so you know, my name is Brandon Barnum. I'm the CEO of HOA.com, and I was in your seat for 12 years. Back in 1997, I got in the mortgage business. I was a single dad at the time, making 20 grand a year. Knew I had to make a change because I bounced my mortgage checks. I was working as a marketing director for an estate planning law firm, and I wasn't making enough money. So I got in the mortgage business, and within 18 months, took that income from $20,000 a year to $200,000 a year. So 10X, because I had somebody teach me the art and the science of raving referrals, which is what we're going to talk about today. So I went on, I've closed over $500 million in transactions by referral. I went after 2009, when the last mortgage cycle hit, I went back to building technology platforms. So HOA.com is my 9th platform that I have built. My last was the world's largest referral network. It was called Refer.com. We built that over 5 million members worldwide, including over 250,000 realtors. We mentioned Raving Referrals is the book that I've authored, and super excited to have Todd Bookspan as my partner here as we empower you with all these strategies. Todd?
Well, it's always a pleasure to be here alongside of you. For those of you who don't know me, which is probably a lot of you, I'm the creator of Win by Noon. I've been in the business for over 20 years. I don't actively originate these days, but I still lead a team that's closed over $1 billion and over over 400 loans consistently for over a decade. And that's really the experience that I bring to these conversations, is really someone who's rolls up his sleeves and is day to day talking to originators and talking to real estate agents and doing what you're all doing. I'm really involved in the mortgage coach community, now called the Trust Engine community, where I co-founded, which is one of the largest active Facebook groups with my good friend Dave Savage from Mortgage Coach. And we've been talking a lot about the Modern Mortgage Summit because we are 1 week away from what's going to be, for the first time, a live event with 60 awesome people in a room in Las Vegas, but really also, more importantly, a virtual event, not just the Modern Mortgage Summit in the morning on the 9th, but the Modern Real Estate Summit, which I think is just a great opportunity for any loan officer to have an inexpensive way to get a room full of real estate agents and add value to them in the afternoon on the 9th.
Super powerful, guys. If you're not already registered for that, you should go to modernmortgagesummit.com. And Todd, is it modernrealestatesummit.com as well?
You know, exactly. There is that one. It ironically goes to the same exact site. And then literally, if you buy a virtual ticket, it's for both events, and you'll actually have 30 days access to the content. Within a couple of days, it'll be up and available on video for everyone as well.
Well, I'm excited to be in Vegas, in the room with you, and to be one of the 60 that gets to come attend live. I've known Dave Savage for over a decade. Love that man. He's just brilliant. And we're going to talk about some of the strategies that he teaches. So be sure to check out modernmortgagesummit.com, register for that. And then what I love is, and we're going to talk about this later, and one of the strategies that we're going to teach is host a watch party for your realtors in the realtor section. We're going to talk about that later. So let's come back to that. Okay, guys, there's some really good news out there. I know that the last year has been tough on some of you in the mortgage space, right? There's a lot of concern out there, but the good news is that in 2023, there's projected to be 5 million real estate transactions that will be closing this year. That's what the experts say. And on average, you guys are really well paid. According to the New York Times, they did a study a few months ago and determined that on average, the average loan officer earns $4,350 per transaction. So that means if you just do 4 deals a month, times 12 months, that's over $200,000 a year in average income. So you're in a great industry. You've just got to figure out how to win more realtor referrals. And that's what we're going to teach you today. And that really starts with how many active realtor partnerships that you currently have. And so we're going to launch a quick poll here. If I can figure out how to do that. Yes, I can, of course. Here we go. And just go ahead and answer how many active referral partnerships, realtor partnerships you have. And what we mean by that is somebody that has given you at least one deal in the last 90 days, okay? You're getting on average at least one deal per quarter from them. Go ahead and answer that. And Todd, I know you coach a lot of mortgage people in the space. This is one of the keys to success, isn't it?
It really is. And I think that there's, two types of referral partners right now. I think you've got referral partners that are struggling, and they're the ones who are doing less than one referral outbound in 90 days. And you've got those who are just crushing it, right? More like a qualified referral partner, maybe someone who's doing 8 buyer side transactions a year. And so it's really important because I've seen, over the past 12 months, the number of relationships required in order to close a significant number of loans go up. And that's not good news for us because we don't want to work harder. That's because when you have more relationships, you're going to be working harder. And so really, we're going to be talking about the whole, we've heard it before, work smarter, not harder, and how we can build these relationships, deepen the relationships, and help them grow.
Absolutely. And here's the results you're seeing on screen. What we see, 6% of you have 0. That's okay. We're going to teach you how to do that. 35% have 1 to 3, 39%, 4 to 6. And then it's that top category, that 10 plus, 13% of you said that you had 10 plus referral partnerships. That's the sweet spot. And here's why. If you take a look at the screen, what you're seeing is the value of realtors to your business. If you just have one realtor who gives you one deal per quarter, that's worth $17,000 to your business, right? If you can get them to give you one per month, that's over $50,000 a year. And I'll tell you, at the end of that 18 months, when I got in the business, that's exactly what I had. I realized I did an audit of my transactions, and I realized I had one agent that I had made over $50,000 in commissions from just that one agent. We call that a champion partner, right? That's where you want to be. But even if you have 10 partners that are giving you one deal a quarter, that's $174,000 a year in income to your business. So this just illustrates quickly how valuable referral partners are to your business, realtors specifically, but this also applies to financial advisors, CPAs, anybody that's serving homeowners that's constantly able to refer you business on a regular basis. Super important, isn't it, Todd?
Absolutely. And it's always a numbers game, for better or for worse. And the bottom line is we want to see you all grow those numbers.
That's it. That's it. Well, we've got some other stats. Todd Bookspan and I were at Todd Duncan Sales Mastery Conference a few months ago, and he shared this statistic that 98% of mortgage loan officers said they're not highly confident in their business plan for 2023. So our goal is that you walk out of this training, this masterclass, feeling more confident with some actual tactics that you can put into place. And there's 5 things that we're going to teach about. And as Todd mentioned earlier, some of these you're going to be like, yeah, I already know how to do that. But are you doing it? And are you doing it with excellence? Are you doing it in a way that it's making a difference in generating the results that you want? Because if not, you probably wouldn't be on this class. So we're going to talk about 5 things: givers gain, building strong referral partnerships, elevating your expert authority, localizing your marketing, and being a charity champion. So what do you think every realtor's number one need is? Go ahead and put that in chat. Let's see what people have to say about what do you believe is the realtor's number one need. If you did a survey and asked 100 people what the number one challenge that realtors face is, see what you think that is. Jake, thanks for your feedback. Looks like you got a submission issue. Okay, let's see. Want more leads, referrals, listings, the LO to answer their phone. That's funny, Renee. That's probably true. Communication, lender knowledge, pre-approved buyers, communication, closings, communication, more leads, accountability, buyers, knowledge, LO availability, pre-approved leads, availability. All those that said availability and communication, you're absolutely right, but you're looking through the lens of a loan officer. And if you do the survey overall, what you're going to find is realtors, what keeps them up at night is, how am I finding more clients to my business? Yes, of course, they expect great communication from you and availability. That's like a must-have, non-negotiable. But when you think through the lens and the mind of a realtor, they're thinking about, how do I attract more clients? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about here. And Todd, I know you talk a lot about how you're meeting new real estate agents. You want to go through these real quick?
Yeah, I mean, the most common is cold calls, right? I mean, certainly we're going to talk here about making those cold calls warmer, but certainly picking up the phone and getting hold of agents is super popular. I really love the idea of industry events, right? How can I get face to face with more people, right? Break bread, shakes hands, kiss babies. We've heard it all before, because that gives me a reason to follow up, right? If I sit there and learn from a real estate teacher or learn whatever it is that they're learning alongside of them, then I can actually use that as my follow-up to get that meeting. You know, broker opens and open houses. Again, a great opportunity. I was talking to one of our HOA.com members the other day, and he did 2 open houses last weekend with his real estate partners, and talked about the successes he had there and how he had gotten those meetings. And then, of course, one that Brandon and I love is networking groups, right? It's not just joining a LATIP or a BNI. It's actually, how can you create your own group where people want to show up with you so that you can be that community connector?
I love that. And, I was talking to one of our guys here in Phoenix, Arizona, where Todd and I live. We were having an event last night for essentially patriotic business owners and professionals. And so we had about 50 people in this event. And one of our mortgage experts in this program was there. And I was talking to him, and he just did his first business alliance event, which is one of the things we're going to talk about. And he had over 20 people in the room, and he loved it because he's got all these people now looking to do business with him. And that's one of the ways that he is giving. So the question is for you, what are you giving? Like, how are you giving to the realtors, to your other referral partners, and standing out from your competition and making a difference? Hopefully you're actually promoting your partners. And guys, if you're not doing this, as soon as this course is done, put a Facebook post out there or an Instagram post and promote your partner, your best realtor partner, your best referral partner. Let them know, show the love, and let other people know in your community, in your social sphere, what they've done and why they're different, why you recommend them. Because the more you promote your partners, the more your partners will promote you. You should be looking at a way that you can automate that process and really recommend them on a regular basis. We're going to talk about our HOA.com communities. But another way that you can actually wow your clients, because the best way to get referrals is when you wow somebody. Okay. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But one of the things that we're doing here at HOA.com is we have this concierge program and service that's launching in March. And this service, you'll be able to give away to all of your home buyers, and also give it to your realtor partners and referral partners. It'll be co-branded to you. So we'll have your face, your photo, your name, your contact information. But as you've got a buyer that's moving into a new neighborhood, the reality is they don't know any of the service providers in that area typically, right? And so what we're doing here at HOA.com to help you help others is you'll have a white labeled co-branded concierge service where you can give it to them, and we'll take care of everything. They'll have a dedicated concierge that will help them change their address, help them set up their utilities, their cable, their internet. If they need help getting their moving van or getting quotes for homeowners insurance, we'll take care of all of that. And it's all brought to them by you. So whether you use us or not is not the issue, but think about and design ways in your business that you can wow your clients and wow your referral partners, because the more you stand out and give to them, the more that they're going to talk about you and really tell the story of the difference that you made in their business and their life. Todd, anything you want to add there?
Well, I just want to add, when you really, you can't see it, but we can, the attendees here. Well, you saw it in the chat, right? We've got people from other industries like roofing on here. And so the fact that people in other industries want to learn about this is proof to you that you need a system for this. You need a way for your clients, when they think of your home, their home, who's the person that's going to be that connector. And you want it to be, you want them to call you when they need a roofer. You don't want them to call some random person out of the phone book. And so it's really this whole idea of building this trusted alliance of people that you know and trust, that you can refer to others.
Absolutely, and add as much value as you can. And I want you to take a look at the screen here. This is our Home Safe report, and this is coming online in March also. Now you're going to see an example here of Stacy Dowling. So imagine this is your photo, your name, your contact information sent out to every single homeowner that's in your database, as well as in the local communities you serve. Not only will this have the value of the property, but the net value, the net equity in the property. And here's really the important part from my perspective. I think this is so powerful, is you're not only promoting yourself, you're also promoting your trusted team, financial advisor, insurance agent, real estate agent, and all the other home service pros that are serving homeowners each and every day. And as you're promoting them and they're promoting you, everybody wins more business, and you're just adding more value and giving to the people that you're in relationship with. This will have comparable sales in the neighborhoods that these people live in, and then also information about that community. And of course, everything is branded for you. So this, again, gives you a way to wow your homeowners. It'll be a monthly, kind of like a HomeBot or a My Home IQ, where it'll go out to every single person in your database on a regular basis, as well as to the homeowners that are in the neighborhoods that you're serving. So super powerful program that's coming online in March. We're really excited about that. Todd, I know that's something you're excited about too.
I'm excited about it because maybe those previous products that you mentioned, my team pays almost $2,000 a month for right now. So I'm just looking forward to something that's, to me, has some super benefits to it that will also save us some money.
Well, not only save you money, but do those programs co-market your referral partners?
They do not. They co-market. My Realtor can pay and be co-marketed in there, but does not promote anyone outside of that group for sure.
And that's what we think is so important, guys. It's all about continually marketing, not only yourself, but giving to the people that you want to receive for. The more that you give to them, the more that they will give back to you. It's that law of reciprocity, and it's so powerful. But let's get into the second thing, which is referral partnerships. And quite frankly, this fits hand in glove. Todd, I know that referral partnerships has been a key to your success. Do you want to share a little bit about, what you've done and what a difference this has made?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately you're thinking about it here, right? Who are those other people that you can partner with? And I would tell you that there's no doubt that real estate agents are the number one partners that, that we go after. But I always tell the story. When I first got in the mortgage business, my first referral partner was a property manager. And then I primarily worked with financial advisors to get business from them. And I was able to differentiate myself and provide more value. And then guess what? As they started referring me their clients, I was able to use those referrals back to get myself in relationship with some really tremendous real estate agents. And then, we've got a list here of some of the other folks, right? CPAs, insurance agents, divorce attorneys, builders, home service professionals, and property managers. But in the end, it's really think about it as bigger than just your real estate partners.
Well, and also help your realtors win more partners themselves. Again, the more that you show up as service and support and help them win, the more that you're going to win. And guys, I want to do this just as an extra give. If you'll put in chat your text number, if you'll text us at the number 623, Spencer, if you'll put this in chat, 623-235-5700. We're going to give you an extra gift, which is our group coaching call that we just came off of. We literally had one of the people that created the Zillow Flex offers, Zillow offers and Zillow Flex programs, one of the first to roll that out nationwide. It was an incredibly powerful call. So Spencer, I just want to give that as a gift to anybody that texts us at that number. I know you've already checked in for some of you, but that's just something extra we're going to give you just so that you have it. An amazing training. It's about 45 minutes. And from the perspective of, again, how can you add more value to the realtors? You're going to want to watch that class, and you can do it after the fact. But what we teach is to build your own business alliance. How do you partner with the people that are serving homeowners every day? At the beginning of this call, I mentioned his name is Julian Nazario. He's one of our mortgage experts here in Phoenix. And he was telling me the story about just last week, he did his first business alliance. Now, this is like having your own BNI group, except it's much less of like a stand up and give your commercial, and it's much more of a mini mastermind. What we do is every month we create an agenda for you. The agenda comes right out of the book, Raving Referrals. We teach and train you to teach and train these referral strategies as you're leading your mastermind group. And then we give you usually 8 to 10 questions to ask to facilitate the conversation and really the dialogue among the group. So as you invite not only your realtors, but financial advisors, insurance agents, and all the other pros who serve homeowners every day, you're giving to them, you're adding value, and you're locking in that loyalty so that those are the people that are building their business with you, and you're building your business with them. Todd, I know that's been another key to your success and helped you close over $1 billion in mortgages, hasn't it?
You know, it's a big number, and something I'm super proud of. And it's really this whole idea of, right, you want to get this network built and you want to activate this network. And we're going to talk about some other things in a bit that my team is doing with the agents in our network that I think will also have a big impact on you.
Well, I think this is one of the things that you do so well, Todd. Just to give you a shout out, 2 weeks ago, I attended Todd's annual Women in Strength conference. Now, Todd, you must have had, what, 350 people in the room?
Yeah, just over that. It was the 14th event we've done over 10 years. And what's unique about that event, I mean, think about this for a second, you mortgage loan officers, is when's the last time that you actually had tables full of realtors? So we had 36 tables with 10 people, and everyone who was there bought a ticket. In fact, the table sponsor was typically the owner of the brokerage, the leader of the team, a title company, and ironically, 2 other mortgage companies bought tables at my event. And they spent $950 to have a table to be there. And so when people think about their authority, it's this whole idea, could you build something so big? Granted, this took us a few years to build, that you would actually have it be so valuable that people would pay, and then they would bring their best agents to see you speak.
Well, I was just up in Denver this last weekend, and one of our elite expert mortgage lenders, Stacy Dowling, was up there, and she does the annual Mile High Leaders Awards. And so literally, if you follow me on LinkedIn or Facebook, you saw my post. They recognize the top 10 highest real estate producers in Denver. And it was amazing. Like, I need to go to my phone, but the #1 realtor closed $162 million in transactions last year. And so here's Stacy, just like you were, Todd, with the microphone in front of everyone, elevating your authority. And I loved your event as well, because you brought in hundreds of realtors that, like you say, are paying to be there and celebrating the success of the community. And so one of the strategies we teach is to elevate your authority, whether that's doing an event like we just talked about with Todd and Stacy, or teaching investment strategies is one of the things that we recommend. Because if you attract investors as clients, #1, instead of buying a house every 5 years, they buy 5 houses every 1 year, for example. But #2, now you're able to give a realtor an investor client, and that is a massively valuable client for them and for you. Todd, I know this is one of the things that you did really well, focusing on property managers, and that really helped you up the game, didn't it?
You know, it did. And you know, certainly I got in the business, rates were in the 7s. So may sound familiar to some of you. And, I was really fortunate because one of his clients happened to own over 20 houses. And so I was actually had the opportunity to do 20 refinance, just over 20 refinances for one client. And I'll tell you, it's your loan processor's nightmare, because anytime one number changes in one file, they've got to change it in the 20 whatever other files. But, the bottom line is that when you have this knowledge and you can share this knowledge, and then transparently, I view it as an opportunity for you to grow wealth. I mean, that's really one of the things I'm super passionate about. And part of the reason that investors like to work with me is because guess what? I was an investor myself. So just one thing to maybe think about as well.
Hugely important. And one of the ways that we at HOA.com help boost your credibility, by the way, is giving you a mortgage expert profile. I'm going to show you an example real quick of Matt Baker, who is partners with Todd. And so you'll kind of see what one of our profiles look like. It's all about you, but importantly, it's also about the communities that you serve, right? So here in this example, these are communities that Matt is licensing with HOA.com. I'll show you how that works in a second. And then equally as important, well, you saw it there flash on the screen. I guess we're moving forward, but also the real estate agents that you're partnering with. So we'll show you another example here in a second, but let's keep this moving because I know we've got a lot to cover. But on this area of elevating your authority, Todd, one of the things that you've done is interview top producing realtors on your podcast. What's that done for you?
It's been an amazing way for somebody to actually meet with you, excited to meet with you, who's never met with you before. We recently had on the #1 individual agent in Maricopa County, so in the whole Phoenix area. I didn't know her beforehand, and she walked in. I was able to actually have a conversation with her for almost a half an hour, and then interview her, ask her questions, make her look great, and then share her knowledge out to the world in the podcast. And then it's made it really easy for me to have a follow-up conversation with her and her team and her agents. And so anytime that you can highlight those around you, and it doesn't need to be in a fancy podcast studio like I've built in my office. It literally could be on Zoom with you and a local business owner, pushed to your Facebook page live.
Yeah, or not even Zoom. You can also just go live on Facebook, on Instagram, just go out to lunch and say, by the way, can we go live real quick? Because I want to introduce my community to you and give you a spotlight, give you a shout out, right? The more that you're giving to them and the more you're elevating the authority of the people that you're working with. Number one, they feel the appreciation and then they want to reciprocate. But number two, it also creates social proof. When I got started in the mortgage business back in 1997, I used to do this in my email newsletters because there was no social media back then. Well, maybe MySpace, but what we did is every single week I'd do a newsletter with an update on what's going on in the market. And then I would always thank the agents, the real estate agents and other professionals who had sent me a referral. And that way they all saw the names and the companies and they went, oh my gosh, Norma Reardon uses him and Dana Barry uses him. And they knew Norma and Dana. They'd follow up with Norma and Dana. They'd ask about me. Norma and Dana would give their seal of approval. And now all of a sudden I'm winning their business. So elevate your authority whenever possible. Guys, if you've got certifications, if you've won an award, if you've created some accomplishment or credential, make sure that you're adding that into your website, your social posts. Share that out there. Don't be afraid to shamelessly self-promote what you do, because all of that is credibility. And there's certain buyer personality types. We don't talk about it on this, but there's personality types where different buyer types are really impressed by credibility. It certainly won't hurt you. And one of the things that we're doing right now is Todd and I are writing raving referrals for mortgage pros. And quite frankly, we're looking for great success stories. So if you've got a story, this is going to be published later this year. We'd love to include you in the book. Todd, anything else you want to say about elevating your authority?
Well, I just want you all in the book. So yeah, if you've got a story that you want to tell, definitely let us know. I think the bottom line is this, right? Anything that you can do to put yourself out there. It was one of the things that my first coach, Bill Hart, and some of you may know him, he made me put on my card that I had my MBA. And I was like, well, no one really cares that I went to school and got a degree that I don't need in the mortgage business. But well, but they're going to think you're smart. And so guess what? My card said Todd Bookspan, MBA. And guess what? People actually referred me that way because I had a credential. So yeah, what credential can you have? What else can you do to make sure that you elevate yourself so that other people have an easier time to refer you?
Yeah, and there's one of those personality types, the knowledge type, that really appreciates education and knowledge. So if you've got that advanced degree or maybe a certification, add that into what you're doing, and that will attract people for that resonate with that. The next thing that we're going to teach you guys is about localizing your marketing. And this is so important because so few people do it. Have you ever thought about hyper localizing your marketing on a community by community basis? Todd, I love this quote. There's no power for change greater than a community discovering what it cares about. And that's really been lost these last years, especially over these last couple of years, hasn't it?
It really has. And I think that that's one of the things that in 2023 has become more important for people, is really to connect more and connect with those around them in their community.
Absolutely. And you probably know, if you've been in the business a while, realtors are fantastic about farming a neighborhood. We call this hyper local social farming. And what we're going to show you next is a strategy where you can become the local expert and really own the market so that you are the premier mortgage expert in that community and everybody sees you at a different level than everybody else. But I love telling this story about, I used to live in Beaverton, Oregon. And I lived in this place called Sterling Park. That was my HOA community. And when I lived in that community, there was this area called Murray Hill that was kind of the greater area of Beaverton. And there was this realtor where if you went to about 10 or 20 communities around Murray Hill, you'd see 2 out of every 3 for sale signs would say Brian Belair's on it. He was the realtor. He had these purple for sale signs. And like everybody that was selling in Murray Hill knew they had to call Brian to at least get a conversation, a consultation before they sold their home, because this dude owned the market. We used to call him the mayor of Murray Hill. In fact, Todd, I wrote an article this weekend for the Originator Guide magazine. We're going to be on the cover next month. And so that article, I mentioned Brian Belair's as the mayor of Murray Hill because this guy won so much business. And so, I want to show you real quick what we're doing here at HOA.com. I mentioned that we're creating community pages for every neighborhood in America, right? And not just the HOA communities, but every neighborhood. Now, in that neighborhood, you'll be featured if you're approved. We have an application process we'll talk to you about in a second. But if you're approved, then you will be recommended, and then you'll be able to sponsor the community connector. You'll be able to offer this to your favorite realtor. We'll select one mortgage lender and one realtor per community. Then we're also featuring other home service pros. So I'm glad we've got some other folks on the call today. And then these pages, again, for every neighborhood in America, are a massive SEO play, okay? Because there are people every day that are searching on Google and others for carpet cleaner near me, right? Moving company near me. So we'll be bringing all of that SEO juice onto these pages and getting everyone to cross promote for attention for your business. Whoops, I lost that last piece. Let me get back to that, because really important piece here, which is that in addition to that, we've done a partnership with Home Scout so that we're integrating home listings into the community pages. We have 93% of all the homes for sale in America that will be built into these community pages, and then they'll be able to search all of the other local community pages as well. So it's a really exciting program. The realtors that are being sponsored as community connectors are loving this. And Todd, would you just speak from your own personal experience, because you started calling some agents and offering this, and would you kind of just talk to your experience on that?
Well, yeah, I mean, the brief story is that I like to lead by example. And so as I'm leading with you, Brandon, our Win by Noon with Raving Referrals coaching for all the HOA.com members, and they were talking about, hey, how do I ask people to join? I just said, well, great, let's just do this live together. And I committed to make 100 realtor calls in a day on Zoom, unmuted, so that people could jump in, and they were all, could see all their smiling faces, and they were all dialing as well on mute, and then they could listen in on my conversations. And it was just so easy to target the realtors that I wanted for my team to partner with us, because of the fact that they really love the idea of hyper social local farming. They all want to be the Brian Belairs. They want to be the king of Murray Hill for whatever community that they live in. And this is a perfect example of someone who said after they did their launch call with Allie, how amazing she was and how excited they were to get started. In fact, this group was so excited they actually, I believe, are going to be behind more communities themselves. They feel like it's such a success already.
Todd, when you called agents, or your team called agents, offering them to be the sponsored community connector, what percentage said yes?
100%. In fact, I joked about it. My target, just to be transparent with y'all, was I knew if I called 100, I felt like I could get 50 people on the phone. It took me 110 calls that day to get 50 people on the phone. Ended up talking to 51 by the time the day was over. And I thought I would probably have to offer all 50 of them the opportunity to want to meet and go through this. But literally the first 10 that I targeted all said yes. And so I was like, well, shoot, that got a lot easier. And so it really is such an easy button. I've never in all my years of building relationships with real estate agents found a tool that was easier to have them want to team up with us on.
Well, and I'll tell you guys too, we're going to get into this in a second, but some people have call reluctance. So we've even created a program at HOA.com where we'll make the calls for you and get realtors that say yes to being the community connector, understanding that you've got to bless them. So we basically schedule appointments with top producing realtors, but we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, the fifth strategy that we want you to consider integrating into your business, quite frankly, I want you to take action on this today, is to become a charity champion and integrate charity and cause into your marketing and communication. There's a statistic that says 86% of consumers say they're likely to purchase from purpose-driven companies. 89% of corporate execs say companies that lead with purpose have a competitive advantage in today's marketplace. Now, this is my wife and I. This was last year at the Big Brothers Big Sisters Gala. We're both bigs in the program. My wife was actually the Big Sister of the Year last year for Arizona, and we've got the gala coming up this Friday. We share that because people love that we're committed to making a difference in our local communities. So what are you doing to make a difference in your local community? At HOA.com, one of the things that we do is we basically create these pre-packaged community impact social media campaigns, because a lot of people are busy writing loans or having conversations, and maybe you don't know what to say or to share. So we create these community impact campaigns every single month, where we write the copy, we create the design. Need to get this one updated for next month now that it's March. And then it's really just a copy and post, copy and paste type situation. So we are a patriotic company. We love our veterans. We love our nation. We're grateful for the freedom. And so we created the virtualsalute.com. You can check it out. But this is for you and for others to be able to copy and share, instantly post. And again, whether you join us at HOA.com or not, we want you to be a charity champion. Okay, so integrate charity and cause and community impact into your marketing. It will make a difference, because when you win the heart, you'll also win the minds and the loyalty of the people that you want to work with. Todd, anything you want to add here?
I would add two things. Number one, you mentioned our Women of Strength event. We use the charity. We always have a charity tie into that. We raised almost $10,000 for someone's cause at this last event. So I think it's just important. I love the fact that this is something that we highlight. And then the second thing I'd say, when he talks about these community impact campaigns, again, my first thought always as a loan officer was, oh my gosh, it's more work, more money for me. I can tell you that the realtors that we've teamed up with are actually spearheading the community impact campaigns, not us. And they're inviting us to show up. They are the ones investing the money. They're getting co-sponsors, title companies, the other folks that are in the business alliance that they've created. And so it's really been an easy button for us, more so than I thought.
Well, and Todd, I didn't share this with you because you and I haven't talked lately, but I was on with our designer yesterday because we're updating the design for the community impact the community pages and the Home Safe report. We're going to integrate these community impact campaigns into each community page and every Home Safe report. So literally it's going to be done for you. Like if you're on the program, you won't even have to copy and post. You should, and you'll have the opportunity to do that, and it'll take you seconds to do it. But in addition to that, we're going to build it into the community pages that you're featured on and the Home Safe report that gets emailed out to all the homeowners that you serve. So that piece will all be done. Okay, you're welcome to take a copy of this. Spencer, the other thing I want to do is let's give a copy of this presentation to everybody that registered today. Drop the link in again as far as the check-in code to make sure if somebody came late that they're able to check in. And then we're going to send you not only the referral partner blueprint, we'll send you a copy of this slide deck so that you have all the information on this. But take action, guys. Put these practices into play and you're going to win more realtor referrals immediately. So that's kind of the training piece. Now I want to transition into how we work at HOA.com and how you can be a part of what we're doing. As I mentioned before, we have an application process. You can go to HOA.com/LO and you can apply to be in one of our mortgage programs. We have a Mortgage Pro, Mortgage Expert, and Elite Expert, and it's kind of conditional upon your qualifications. We're going to ask you how much volume you did last year, just so we can get a sense how long have you been in the industry, because we're really endorsing you at a different level. Okay, so there's qualifications for the different programs. Don't worry about that. Just complete the quick and easy application, and we'll then schedule an interview with you. We'll take a look at your production and just see if this is a fit for you. Okay, guys, and you can get started on the program for as little as $99 a month. So depending on which program, we've got very economical options for you. Now, I will tell you that we've gotten this program approved with as an approved vendor for Revolution, PRMG, Prime Lending, Supreme Lending. We're finalizing right now with Cross Country, with Fairway. There's Nexa, Edge, we're in process to get approved right now. There's a couple others, but we're already serving the communities and helping people out. As far as the neighbor, there's really three main benefits of the program and how we help you win more referrals from not only realtors, but also other professionals who serve homeowners every day and the homeowners themselves. Okay, the first benefit is the exclusive neighborhoods. If you're selected for this program, you'll be the only mortgage expert that is the mortgage lender that's listed on that community page. When we say community, think neighborhood. Okay. And again, we're building this out for every neighborhood in America. And we look at the subdivision in the title record. That's what we're looking at, the subdivision. Okay. Todd, anything you want to add here before we move on?
Well, I mean, just think about the neighborhood, either the one that you live in or the neighborhood that your favorite real estate agent that you've been targeting is farming currently. I mean, the fact that you can have that exclusive opportunity is huge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I see we've got some questions. We'll bring those up in just a second, just a couple more slides, and then we'll open it up for questions and answer anything that you guys want. So number one, you're going to be the exclusive mortgage lender for those neighborhoods that's promoted on an ongoing basis. And this is super important because Tom Ferry did a study. I don't know if you guys have heard his study, but he actually created a fictitious realtor and then did a postcard campaign where every week he mailed out a postcard to every homeowner in this community. And then after 8 weeks, they did a survey asking, who is your most trusted realtor? And literally the fictitious agent that didn't even exist was the one that was identified as the most trusted real estate agent, only because they were remarketing to all of the homeowners in that neighborhood. And that's part of the power of this program. All right. So number one, exclusive neighborhoods. Number two, what we're going to do is help you and teach you build better referral partnerships. Now, I mentioned earlier, we have a program where we'll actually call agents for you. We look for top producing agents that are closing at least 10 transactions a year. And then we call them, help them understand the benefits of the program. If they're interested in being a community connector, then we schedule an appointment with you for you to go meet with them one-on-one. Todd, I didn't share this with you, but we just scheduled 10 realtor appointments for Stacy Dowling. And so I was with her last Saturday. She was blown away. She was so excited about the realtor referral partnerships. And this has been a key to your success for your team, hasn't it?
You know, I mean, no doubt. I mean, anytime that you can have the easy button to get in front of an agent and then have them choose to partner with you, you know, you all know that that's what we all want and need in order to grow our businesses.
Yeah, and whether you're on the Done With You or the Done For You program, either way, we're going to help you win. We do a lot of coaching and tools. You know, when you hire Todd as a private coach, Todd charges. Is it okay for me to say, Todd? Why don't you say
Yeah.
what you typically charge on a one-on-one basis?
I charge $2,500 a month for clients, and we have two calls, which ironically is what we're doing right now with the group, and it's included.
So Todd is charging $30,000 a year. I'll tell you that none of our programs are $30,000 a year. Maybe we should up our ante, Todd, but no, they're nowhere near that investment. However, the key here is that you're getting that level of coaching twice a month. So we do twice a month Win by Noon with Raving Referrals coaching. We also do weekly biz growth coaching, and you're welcome to invite your realtors and other referral partners on that program. You're going to get our Raving Referrals. We have a video course, self-study. Most of the little module lessons are like 1 to 3 minutes. So you can just watch a quick one in the morning as you're having your cup of coffee to inspire and empower you with a strategy that you can put into place today to win more business. We talked about the concierge service, the business alliances. That's like having your own BNI group. We help you create that. We give you the blueprint. And every month we give you an agenda to walk people through. We talked about the community impact social campaigns. And then the other thing that we're going to help you do is activate the communities, do local impact events on a quarterly basis so that every homeowner in that neighborhood knows that you are the mortgage expert that's committed to helping them win by noon and win on an ongoing basis. So you can go to hoa.com/LO and you can start that application process. And then what we're doing is we're launching this program nationally in Q2. I can't believe it's Q1 is almost done, but we showed you the Home Safe report. That's going to be one of the main go-to-market strategies to engage the homeowners directly. In addition to that, we're creating lifetime client campaigns where you'll have done for you kind of swipe copy where you can send out a message to everyone in your database on a regular basis to just keep them engaged and keep your brand top of mind. We've got community news, Safe Kids Now neighborhood watch program coming online, and all kinds of other stuff. So we have a whole comprehensive plan for how we can connect communities. And Todd, you talked about this a second ago. People want to belong again. They want to feel connected again. And that's what this last couple of years has shown us is with the isolation, there's really a hunger to connect on a deeper level, isn't there?
There really is. And, to me, I guess it's not surprising, but the bottom line is that I know the person in the neighborhood who chooses to be the one who raises their hand and says, hey, let me help you all connect, is the one that everyone's going to want to get to know. And that's the person who's a business leader has that opportunity then to help connect the business owners as well. And I think that that's where we forget, right? We look at it from either one perspective, but not both. And that's just really what I really enjoy about what we're bringing back to America's neighborhoods.
Tom, will you tell the story? You've got one of your realtors that you just started working with, and they reached out to their HOA. Will you tell people what that did and what that was like?
Well, yeah, he was shocked, and transparently, I was too. The HOA essentially said we've had no other realtors ever reach out to us, and not only will we post on the website about our community website that everyone has to go to every month when they pay their bill and see what's going on in the neighborhood. About your event, we'll actually mail it out to everyone in the community for us. And so one of the things that you're always trying to do is figure out how do we get this in the hands of everybody, and the HOA is doing it for them. And oh, by the way, guess what? It also happens to have all the contact info for my team on it as well.
And guys, I want you to really listen to what Todd just shared and really get this and understand what we're bringing to market. There's 370,000 homeowner associations out there in the US. But if you survey most people, they don't love their HOA because what the HOA is really good at is the back end administration. They handle the finance, the maintenance, right? And they're kind of the community police. So we call that the back office, right? What they're not great at is the front office, actually serving people so that people feel welcome to the community, so they feel appreciated and served by the HOA. That's what we're bringing with HOA.com. We believe there's a better way to HOA. We're going to completely transform this industry. And for those that get on board with this and help us take this out to market, you guys have the opportunity to own these local communities for years to come. Todd, you were just telling the story on our Win by Noon group coaching call about being that connector and being the person that brings this out to realtors. And when you lock in that loyalty, like what are you finding with some of the realtors that your team has been sharing this with?
Well, I mean, the interesting one is one of the things that you teach in Raving Referrals, which is the wedge strategy. And, oftentimes you're scared to go after people that you don't know. You're scared to go after people who are kind of a big deal. And in this case, I went after a big deal. He's someone who I'd met before, and he's a partner in a bunch of Keller Williams franchises. And guess what? His best friend is his loan officer. And he was excited to tell me how he was creating for his community a resource guide. And he wants to be the community connector. He wants to be a hyper local social farming person. And so most people, as soon as, his best friend is his lender, would say, you know what? Oh, great talking to you. And I just said, well, awesome. Hey, I've got a great idea. Would you like to get together and talk about it? And so not only did he invite me to lunch, he paid for lunch. I mean, come on, when's the last time that's happened? And ultimately, my team is gonna market his favorite community in that area where he's creating and investing a lot of dollars on his own. And guess what? All that business will flow to our team, and we'll have a relationship where we've wedged in between him and his buddy. And we're going to generate leads in that business in that community together. And then we're going to go ahead and activate all of his other partners in there. His person who worked on his advertising, his person who does the landscaping, his pool person, all those people will become part of our networks. And guess what? They're not part of that other guy's network anymore, because we're the ones who are going to be promoting them side by side.
Yeah, we call that the trusted team. And our goal is to help you get 10 realtors who each get 10 home service pros. And now you've got a combined network of over 100 people where you're the exclusive mortgage expert. I want to share this with you guys real quick. This is a video that Matt Baker sent over. Take a listen to this.
Hi, this is Matt Baker, and I just wanted to say a quick message about HOA.com and the power of using that tool with regards to realtors. It's been super easy, a great, easy conversation to kind of bring into the, hey, let's work together aspect. I'm actually here on vacation in Cabo for the holidays, and HOA.com and upgrading to Elite Expert has allowed me to go to vacation, and they are processing all of the onboarding. They're doing all the training, making it really easy to partner with realtors. So if you haven't checked out HOA.com, do it right now. Thanks. Have a great day. Enjoy your holidays.
I wish I had that when I was in the mortgage business. I was never I was never able to be on vacation and have somebody work in my realtor relationships. Here's another one from Stacy Dowling. We were just talking about her. Take a listen to this.
Hi there, Stacy Dowling with Revolution Mortgage. Hey, I just wanted to share with you guys that I am so happy that I decided to become an elite expert with HOA.com. They have really helped me take my mortgage business to the next level. I'm so glad that I said yes. They've helped me create a lot of really solid
Anyway, I think you get it. Basically, she said they're my marketing team, right? Stacy's the one that we just scheduled 10 appointments for her last week. This here is from Daniel Herrera. He got started, and I loved this one because he said it's given him the confidence to cold call new realtors who are excited and have said yes. They see the bigger picture there, and he's received 2 leads from 1 realtor in just the first few days of signing up. Todd, when you guys started on this program, what was the results that you accomplished in that first week?
Well, when I was making my 100 calls, Matt Baker was also making his calls. And then the people that he talked to, he got 4 referrals and took 4 loan applications as a result of being committed to making the calls and having a different conversation that he could have with those referral partners.
I love it. And then from that, you've got a number of referral partners saying yes. And you told me privately, like you were bombarded after the fact with people following up and wanting to get together with you, right?
Right. It's a great problem to have, right? When's the last time you had too many realtors who wanted to meet with you this week?
I never had that in the mortgage business. All right, guys. Well, as we wrap up, we're going to finish here, and then we'll stick around after the call concludes in case you have any questions. You can go ahead and put those in chat, but it's real simple to get started. You go to hoa.com/LO. You're going to choose your program. We're going to do some research on you, and then you'll schedule your expert interview. If you're approved, you're going to get a profile page promoting you on the platform. You're going to be able to sponsor realtors and other referral partners as our community connectors, totally RESPA compliant, because you can't buy your way in to be a community connector. You can be nominated, and once you're nominated and approved, it's not a pay for play type situation. So it's completely RESPA compliant, which is why we've gotten approved with so many different mortgage companies. We're also going to send you the creation of Todd, the Win by Noon with Raving Referrals planner that you're going to be able to use every day. I use mine every single day. It's amazing. And what will happen next is once you apply at hoa.com/LO, you'll schedule your interview, select your program. We'll do a one-on-one onboarding session with you just to make sure you're comfortable and confident. We've got a whole success center with everything that you need to succeed. And then you'll claim your top desired communities. You'll sponsor your top referral partners as community connectors. And then we're going to mail you the Win by Noon with Raving Referrals planner. And actually, you're going to get some of the Raving Referrals books as well to give away to your referral partners so they understand why they should be working with you. Okay, it's included in the program, no extra expense. And depending on which plan you're in, we may even write blog articles and press releases and do a custom video for you, and then actually make calls. So depending on which program you're in. But the key to success, and whether you decide to apply and participate with us in hoa.com, and quite frankly, there's no obligation. So you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Go ahead and go to hoa.com/LO and sign up. But the key takeaway here, guys, is hyper local social farming. Think about every one of the realtors and other referral partners that you're building relationships with. How are you adding value to them? What are you doing to stand out from your competition, to change the game and have a different conversation other than rates, fees, and service? Because that's what every single mortgage originator out there is saying. You need to have something different to distinguish yourself and to elevate yourself above the competition. So again, whether that's here with hoa.com, we've got the easy button for you, or you come up with your own strategies, play the game differently. Do something different that stands out from your competition, and you're going to win more realtor referrals. Todd, anything you want to ask before we open it up for questions?
You know, you just use the words that I love to hear, easy button. And in the end, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've tried a lot of things with some different level of success. And as I said before, you know, I joked about it earlier today with our group. You know, we have hoa.com is a tool in my team's tool belt, but it's really the sledgehammer. It's the one that's made it the easiest of anything that I've ever done in 20 plus years of the career of building new referral relationships. And it's just really, I mean, I just get so excited every time I talk about it, because it's something that I can confidently talk about and share, and know that other people who take the time to pick up the phone and make the calls are going to have really similar success.
You know, and guys, it's so cool. Like, the more you understand what we're doing, the more you're going to appreciate how different it really is, because we have a vision for connecting communities in a way that hasn't been done since the 50s. Okay. Like here in Phoenix, later this month, we've got one of our loan officers that's throwing a community barbecue, inviting everyone from that local community to come out. We're activating communities, and we're building the blueprint where you're going to be able to do the same. And you're going to be able to partner with your realtors so that, say, once a quarter, you're doing a community impact campaign in that local event, so that you bring everybody together and people start to build relationships with their neighbors once again, right? That will bring a bounce house to a community and have the kids playing while the parents are hanging out, and just having an hour or two where they don't have to be the one watching the kids, because the kids just having fun. All of the community impact campaigns are meant to uplift, to inspire, to raise the vibe and raise the consciousness of our communities. We believe that in 5 years from now, you're going to be so grateful that you said yes today, right? That you said, you know, I'm not sure how it all works, but I want to learn more. So I'm going to go ahead and apply at hoa.com/LO and have a conversation and see what's there. I invite you to do that. And again, whether you do that or not, you're going to remember this conversation, because a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, you will have either taken action or you will wish you did. I guarantee it. You're going to come back and you're going to say, oh my gosh, these guys did everything they said they're going to do. And now look how this company has become kind of like the next door meets Angie's List, but with an actual community spirit. And connecting communities is our tagline, as you see right here. So that's what we're all about. We want to open it up for questions. Thank you, Spencer, for putting that in chat. You can go ahead and text us at 623-253-5700. We'll make sure that you get the recording to this call. You may have other loan officers that work for you, for your team, that you want to share this with. You may want to share it with your manager or your vice president for your mortgage company. But right now, what we're doing is we're assembling the team before we launch this everywhere. And the reason that we focus on the mortgage industry is that you guys are basically full-time business development. If you're not writing a loan application, the rest of your time should be spent building relationships, right, Todd?
Absolutely. And it was crazy. I listened to an interview of someone who I respect in the industry the other day, and he said that his recommendation to loan officers is they make 217 proactive outbound realtor calls a week. And I thought to myself, nobody I know has time to make 270. He wanted to do it for 90 days to build their business. And all I was thinking to myself was, oh my gosh, his people don't have HOA.com, because if I had to make that many calls a week in order to be able to build my business right now, that would be really tough. And so I'm looking for, how can I best use my time and how can I empower others around me? And so I loved your whole equation, your 10 by 10 equals 100, right? If I can get 10 partners who get 10 other people in the community that are going to be providing business as well. I mean, again, we're just really looking for not just that steady growth, but that hockey stick that you get on the graph when you really are able to put all the pieces in play. And so I'm just excited. I love that fact that we do this live, right? It's not a recorded thing that you're watching today. And so that way we can be here and we can engage with you and answer your questions. So don't be shy if you have any. And I would just encourage you, right? I mean, there's no obligation. Fill out the form, have a conversation with someone on the team so that you can figure out if it's the right fit for you. But I can just tell you, I haven't really talked to too many loan officers. In fact, I've talked to zero who wouldn't benefit from adding this to their tool belt.
Well, and I love the fact that you said you called realtors and you literally were batting 1,000. You had 100% of the agents that you approached with this program. And quite frankly, Todd, I think you were still kind of doing your due diligence before you went all in to kind of endorse the program. And you wanted to kind of see if it would, what the response was from the realtors. And I think you were a little bit surprised at how positive the response was. Is that true?
Well, I was. I mean, I think I'm pretty good on the phone. So number one, I mean, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but I think I'm pretty good at the phone. And I think that I'm pretty good at building rapport. And I think that, some people in the community should know who I am, whether I've ever, gotten to meet them face to face or not. But I just didn't expect to have 100% of people say yes. I mean, that just to me was just, kind of mind blown. And, it's kind of fun because you've kind of talked about it. There's so much more here when you peel back the onion, right? I think if you just said, hey, we're going to do this HOA.com thing, we're going to help you be the hyper-local social farming, the connector of the community, right there in itself, I think is worth the price of admission. But when I think you start looking at, well, what else is there, right? All the done for you stuff, right? The email campaigns, the help with the business alliance meetings to help you build those kind of BNI type meetings yourself. And then you start looking at things like, oh, the concierge, wow, you know what, my team was paying over $800 a month to have that for our team. And then you think about, oh, well, wait a second, what about the home safe report, right? Just these other things that are unique, that are all part of the package. And then all of a sudden it takes what I think should have been a no-brainer already. And I'm like, all right, what are you waiting for?
That's it. Well, put any questions that you have, guys. If you have questions, you can go ahead and put that in. And you can also text or call us at 623-253-5700. My team is there. They'll be happy to have a one-on-one conversation with you right now if you want to have that conversation. Otherwise, if you apply at hoa.com/LO, the application's super simple. It'll take you maybe 60 seconds, maybe it's 90 seconds, but there's no complex questions there. It's really about how long you've been in the business, how much production are you doing right now, so that we know kind of what program you would qualify for, because we're really endorsing you. You know, we talked earlier about elevating your expert status, right? Well, that's one of the ways that you're going to be able to do that is if you're selected by us, you're going to be promoted by us over and over again every single month. We're going to keep your brand, your name, your phone number, your website address in front of those local homeowners in those communities. So we say it's like Nextdoor meets Angie's List, and we believe that this is just such a powerful platform because it's all about connecting communities and getting people back to where they want to be. So, you know, one of the questions that I hear oftentimes is how many communities can I license? So our standard programs, just so you know, are 1, 10, and 20 communities, or you can think of them as subdivisions. Okay. So those are kind of the standard packages. Now we're having some conversations where some companies are wanting to license an entire state. We just met with the CEO. I'm not going to out the company, but a CEO of one of the top 50 largest mortgage companies. They're headquartered here and they want to license all of Arizona, right? So there's conversations like that taking place. So the reason I share that with you is a couple of things. Number one, to let you know, take action sooner than later, because before long, your communities locally are going to be sold out. That's just how it's going to be. The question is just when. Right? And you want to be the ones claiming the prime communities, the best communities in your local markets. We'll work with you on that selection process to see what's available in your local market, and my team will help you with that. But number two, what it shows is some of the traction that's coming. We just created some partnerships with some of the top brands in different industries. Those are going to be disclosed next month when we launch these programs, but just know that this is going to be a national launch, much like what we did on my last platform. And Refer.com, we ended up selling that company in 2019, but we had 5 million members, including 250,000 realtors on that platform, all building their business by referral. And so if you're by yourself, we don't want you to be the lone ranger or the lone wolf. It's all about building your business together and partnering with people that are serving your perfect prospects every day. And that's really the key, isn't it, Todd?
You know, it is. And I'm always blown away, 250,000 realtors in your previous network. And I think some people also will say, well, wait a second, what if quote unquote, the best neighborhoods are already gone where I want to do business? I mean, I laugh about it because in Phoenix, there's over 7,000 HOAs, not to mention all the other communities. I don't live in an HOA community that are available. And then, we oftentimes get the question too, well, what if I want to, what if I live in Arizona and I want to actually do business in California? To me, again, it's a no-brainer, easy way to think about expanding your market out of the area where you're currently working, because again, you're bringing them something that probably someone else in their area hasn't, and it gives you that opportunity to expand elsewhere. And so that's why I think that there's just lots of different ways to look at it. You just have to figure out, what is it when I'm looking at my business plan for the year? We talked about, Todd Duncan's, quote that 98% were not confident in their business plan. I can promise you this: those who have HOA.com have a business plan that they're confident in. And that's really what creates that consistent business. The other half of that quote was that as a result, 91% of loan officers have inconsistent month-over-month business. And the last thing I ever want is someone to have inconsistent month-over-month business. I remember being there when I first got into the lending world. And one of the things that I love about my business today is that our team is super, super consistent. I think that this is just one more way to give that predictable revenue model that we all want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. Hopefully you've learned a lot. If you want, and you're not going to be in the program, at least go pick up a copy of Raving Referrals. It will empower you with so many great ideas. If you choose to apply for the program, and if you're selected, you're going to receive those automatically as part of your program. But we just appreciate and just wish you the best success possible. This industry is so important for the fabric of America. Like what you guys do is help people get into their first homes and sometimes their dream homes. But that is the American dream, is home ownership. So what you do is so important, and we want to help you do it better. We want it to be the easy button, so you have the business plan and you've got a way to stand out from your competition and really serve people on a deeper level. I tell my team all the time, I say, the beauty of what we do is we help people help people. And that's you too. You literally help realtors, help homeowners. So thank you for what you're doing. It's super important for our economy and our country. And if you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and text our team, and we'll follow up with you and make sure you get all of the information you need to make a wise and informed decision. Todd, any final thoughts?
As always, Brandon, it's just an honor and a pleasure to be here alongside of you. And as Brandon said, if nothing else, buy the book Raving Referrals, because it is the step-by-step, right? We gave you at the very beginning, go up in the chat, the referral blueprint. And so ultimately it hangs a little extra information on that. And bottom line is we're invested in your success. That's why we're here. So we're super grateful that you were here. We're super grateful that y'all watched it, and look forward to helping you in any way we can grow in 2023 and beyond.
And check out modernmortgagesummit.com. It's happening next Thursday. Okay, so check out modernmortgagesummit.com. Huge shout out to Todd. Todd, I'm looking forward to joining you in Las Vegas. I can't wait. That'll be fun to see Savage again. It's been a few months, and we'll hang out on the Las Vegas Strip and go empower mortgage lenders and realtors. And guys, you should coordinate a watch party with the realtors that you serve, right? I think it's the online is like $100 for the day. Todd, is that right?
It's $100 for the day. You'll get to watch the Mortgage Summit live in the morning, starting at 8 a.m. Pacific, and then at 1 p.m. sharp Pacific is the Realtor event. And so I'm just encouraging everyone, it's the least expensive way to get a room full of realtors to want to sit and talk to you. And guess what you can do beforehand? You give a quick HOA.com commercial of why they should maybe want to schedule a fault meeting to partner with you. But we're going to have half a dozen of them.
With that, I guess, there we go. You're back.
I
think you've been talking. I think I got lost. So
no worries. Well, bottom line is this. It's a great opportunity. Check out the website. If you have any questions, reach out. But as always, an honor to be here and grateful for all of your time.
That's it. Awesome, guys. Go win by noon every day and generate more raving referrals. We'll love you and appreciate you, and we'll see you on the other side. Take care.